Uh, we very clearly said that how do we give a combined 360 approach to all our properties which we do, and we combined entirely on television, magazines, and web, because there are several things which we have on. Say for an example, we have a Overdrive as a magazine. We have a Overdrive on a CNBC TV 18 programming, and now soon you will have a website for the Overdrive. And several such other properties, how do we kind of, put them into the same fabric and then start building up the properties. I think some of the advertising which we did on our own network. Explain? Okay. It's okay. I'm happy that it played on the television. Very important point. We keep, and as a brand manager, I used to keep saying that give us money, we will advertise. But I think we generally forget that all the people who are touching our content through website, they are the first consumer. And if you are able to convert them onto our mobile internet site, I think the first, most targeted advertising you can do. And we created this on our in.com and Buzz18. Huge traction we have seen, and a lot of downloads of the in.com as a launcher which you have seen. As I said, zero cost of acquisition. And in fact, it became so popular that on the third day itself, there is a telecom company which came in and said, we want to be a part of this advertising even on web and mobile both. Very important data point which I wanted to share here is that when 26/11 happened, unfortunately, it also attacked our business model. Our cost of delivering the video on IBM Live was 4 times more than on a normal day. But our monetization was just 2x. And believe me, on mobile, our monetization was 3x, and cost of delivering that was almost nil. And I think that's why you see a huge contribution ratio, even on that particular day, in the favor of mobile than a web. I think election, budget, IPL we have seen. I'll give an example of IPL. On certain match days, we have seen more traffic on wap.cricketnext.com than its mother site on web. A, because the format of the game. B, it was played in the evening. So typically, when your office times are off, after 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, generally the web traffic goes down. And we have seen the huge traffic coming on our website. I think it was a delight to see those kind of things on mobile internet site. We didn't restrict ourselves saying that, okay, we have launched a mobile site, but how do we kind of own the space where the business is, and particularly with CNBC and money control. And we designed a special site for BlackBerry users. Still the numbers are very low in this country. But we went ahead as a leader and said that, okay, we are here for the business phone, and we want to be a business phone. The content remains the same, but the repurposing and the packaging of the content was completely different for this particular phone. I think Andy said this in his previous presentation that we also went to the operators saying that, okay, let's go on deck. We are currently with a couple of operators on various zones, so be it finance zone or a tech zone. We're seeing some kind of traction. But let me give you a data point here is that if I take that data for that particular 90 days, a quarter, I think our monetization is 5 times bigger than the monetization which is coming from the operator deck. I think this is a great learning, and I think in India it's happening faster than possibly US, that the off-deck traffic is growing very fast than what we expected. But yes, we did go there. We wanted to try and wanted to see that, is it that something which we are missing there? But I think there's a learning, and we want to see that, how do we correct this learning over a period of time. As I said, beside mobile internet, we have a couple of applications on this space. When we were launching this application called money control application called Markets on Mobile, there was only one application present at that point in time by a large media group in India. And this application was a downloadable application. And I think in the first 6 months, I will not use the word fail, but I don't think they achieved the targets that what they wanted to. And we were very apprehensive about, do we really go into that space? And believe me, the application which was made, and one of the developers is sitting in this room, Ravi here. When I joined this company and I said, I don't trade in stock market. I don't even know other than the Economics Times newspaper and a CNBC. Can you make a very simple application where I can keep myself updated about what's happening in the stock market, news, and my possibly a couple of stocks which I wanted to know? It's a very simple application, and I can tell you that out of the 7 lakh downloads which you see here, the 5 lakh downloads is from Markets and Mobile. And we get, putting these 3 applications together, we get around 50 million page views. We have an application for Book My Show, which is our transaction site to book cinemas. And very recently, with July system, we are now present on N97 and OV platform. The initial results are coming in. I think we've now touched 4 figures on the downloads, and a new application on in.com email. So putting all these numbers together, we close to 2 million unique users, which is the good news. But I think still the bad news. Let me share the bad news as well. A lot of consumer comes first time and they kind of disappear. And I think the real challenge for us as a publisher is that, how do we bring those consumer back? I think there is a challenge, but there is surely a growth opportunity which we see in this space. I was delighted to receive this feedback. This was the 52nd feedback came in when we launched Money Control. Must see this. My location is rural, where I didn't find business channels, and I shared immediately this feedback with all my marketing guys in the TV channels. By adding M.Money Control to my trading, where I saved this much and made this much money. I made this call to this gentleman called Mr. Ram, who lives 200 kilometers away from Hyderabad in a rural market. And I asked him, I said, what do you do, sir? And he said, I'm a telecom retailer, so my business is to sell handsets and SIM cards. So I said, how do you know about this particular thing? He says, because all company guys and keep coming and saying that, about GPRS, and, they keep sharing me about the information. The handset guys comes and share about what GPRS phone is. And one day I got an SMS which talks about this particular site. And then I hooked onto this. And I think it was a delight. It was a delight to get this kind of feedback. As I said, I immediately took it to my CNBC folks, and I said, this is where you're missing, And a great data point here is that while we are happy that Money Control is the biggest website and our mobile site is doing great, let me tell you an interesting data point. In India, the DMAT plus PAN card holder is close to around 8.5 million users. Take a duplicacy of 20%. Close to around 6 million users. And our website still gets just 1 million users. There is a huge chunk of people. Anybody who has put in money is like liquor. In a good time and bad time, I will go to that shop. Exactly like this. If I put in 5 lakh rupees, I want to know that am I down 5 lakhs or am I up? And I think this huge opportunity exists there to take a mobile internet to those guys through various forms, be it a website, be it an application, be it something else tomorrow when the 3G comes in. And I think that huge opportunity is sitting, and possibly we'll find these kind of consumers coming in from these rural areas. Let me try and share our approach on the advertising. A lot of people came to us, and excuse me if any advertisers or any advertising agencies coming here, which we said no that time, is that cost per lead, okay? And we took that conscious call at that point in time that we're not doing it, okay? The second conscious call which we took that time is that any ad network, we said, let's wait for some time. Let me build my traffic. Let me build my asset, which is consumer. And we didn't do that, these two things.